Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. So last episode we simmed the remainder of the season and we finished 48-26 in 8 to make the playoffs once again. As well, the AHL team actually made the playoffs, which is kind of cool because in real life just yesterday Charlotte was up against Lee Valley. They lost, unfortunately, but they went to the longest AHL playoff game, which went like 5 overtimes, almost like halfway through fifth overtime. So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, anyways, our AHL team I think did make the playoffs. Yeah, they're up against Bridgeport. So Svenstein's gonna get some playoff time. Hopefully that helps him in his growth. But anyways, like I said, we're up against the Washington Capitals, and their team is kind of like getting up there in age and they're trailing off a bit. So I'm not overly scared of their team. But if for some reason we could get by them, that would be great. And hopefully round two is not as difficult. Because like Washington is kind of deep to an extent on their forward core. Their defense is solid. Their goaltending is solid as well. Like Holtby is still a 90s. So let's see how we do here in game one. We got home ice. I'm hoping that home ice helps us out big time. So first period in the first game of the playoffs. And we are tied 1-1. Nice. So Burakovsky scores early for them, beating Nedeljkovic, who is our starter, I guess, for the playoffs. He is going in the off season, but anyways, Julian Gauthier ties it up with 17 seconds left in the first period. Second period, and it is still 1-1. Nicely done, guys. Shots are 25-14 in our favor. Let's see if we could lock it down here and get an not insurance, a go-ahead goal. There you go. Kasperi Kapanen makes it 2-1, and Victor Rask is going to make it 3-1. Oh, Ovechkin's going to make it 3-2. And oh my goodness, Alexander Ovechkin gets them back into the game, and it's 3-3 all of a sudden. Sorry if there was a delayed reaction there. It was just because I had to keep an eye out just to make sure my dad wasn't there. And Victor Rask with his second of the third period. And we have a 4-3 lead. Come on, guys, hold this off. And we do it. Nicely done. We outshot them 40-19, and we just come out with a win. Just barely. Holy crap. So Gauthier from Kemp and Fleury, Kapanen from Waugh and Fleury, Rask from Bjorkstrand and Slavin, and Rask from Bjorkstrand and Teravainen. So Ovechkin tried to rally his troops, but it failed as Victor Rask. He's the main reason we won that game with the 2 goals. Because, what was it? Yeah, Nedeljkovic did not have a good game that game. Is 19 shots against, and he allowed 3 goals, so not a great performance there. LaFontaine's not going to like that he's scratched right now, which is not good, but I have to scratch him because I would rather keep Nedeljkovic in. So, game number 2. Can we do it again, guys? We need to win both of our home games, and then hopefully win a game in Washington at least. So, first period, and it is scoreless once again. Or well, not once again, but still tied once again, I should say. Shots are 9-7 in favor of us. Second period, and it is 3-2 for them. Okay, so it's still pretty close. So Backstrom, Kuznetsov, and Kaprizov get their goals, but Logan Brown with 2 for us. So Logan Brown is trying to rally his hometown team. Can we get back in this? We need to tie it up here early, and Lars Eller is going to make it 4-2 for the Capitals on only 18 shots. I'm not liking Nedeljkovic's performance in this playoff round so far. I might have to put Ulanov in. Because, yeah, Nedeljkovic has just not been good at all. Like, we've been out shooting him both games, and Nick Cass pulls us within 1. Can we tie it? And no, we're not going to get it done as Burakovsky gets an empty netter. But, yeah, I don't like Nedeljkovic's performance in these first 2 games. He's let in way too much goals. Like, he's let in 7 goals in 2 games, and, like, on less than 30 shots per game. Okay, so I am going to make a line change, and I am going to put Ulanov in, and I am going to, I'm going to put Ulanov as our starter now, because Ulanov needs to be that starting goaltender, considering he's actually listed as a starter, and I don't want him losing morale if that happens. So Nedeljkovic, you are getting replaced by Ulanov, because I feel like Ulanov could do a better performance than him. since Ulanov is Russian, maybe he knows Ovechkin from like practicing in the Olympics or something. I don't know. That's just a bit of a stretch, but like, anyways, since he's a Russian, maybe he could stop all the Russians. He knows how they perform. So, game number 3. Come on, Ulanov, you got this, buddy. I don't know if he's played a playoff game before, so let's see if we can get it done here. First period, and it is 1-0 us. Warren Fogle, nice. The fourth line coming through. Shots are 12-12. Second period, and it is 3-1. So they managed to solve Ulanov, but Rask and Bjorkstrand give us a 3-1 lead. Come on, guys, let's just lock this down here in the third period. Ulanov has been really good so far. He's almost made 30 saves. So he's definitely out playing the Jelkovic power play. And there you go, Josh Hosang. That's why I brought him in to help us out in the terms of offense, because we still got a really solid defensive core, and we are going to take game number 3 in Washington by a score of 4-1 and have a 2-1 series lead. Nicely done. 3 stars, Ulanov, who had 34 saves, Victor Rask, and Warren Fogle. That was a good performance, guys. We got to make sure that Ulanov is still in. Hopefully he is. I might turn off automated goalie rotations just for this playoff race. Yeah, I think I might do that if for some reason it changed him back, because I think I want to run with Ulanov this year over Nedeljkovic, just because Nedeljkovic seems to be a good season simulator but not a playoff simulator. Yeah, it switched him back, so I am going to turn off automated goalie rotations just because, like I said, I want to run with Ulanov this year and see how he could perform. Hopefully that helps him grow more for next year. So we got to go to settings, and I think it's just in rules, and I'm gonna have to turn it on for the start of the season again if I can remember. So auto rotate goalies off. There you go. So there you go. Now Ulanov will be our starter for the entire playoffs. Okay, so we have a 2-1 series lead. We're still in Washington. Let's take another game, guys, and go back home with a nice 3-1 series lead if we can. That would be nice. So, game number 4. Come on, boys. Let's get her done. First period, and it's scoreless again, so another good period for Ulanov. We're out shooting them 8-6. Second period, and we have a 1-0 lead. Nicely done, Bjorkstrand, the free agent acquisition coming through. We're out shooting them 15-12, so not a lot of both teams don't have a lot of shots, to be honest, throughout the first 40 minutes. But Ulanov has made 12 saves, and he's not given up a goal just yet. So third period underway. There you go. Adrian Kempe comes through, and we have a 2-0 lead. Nicely done, boys. We're playing great defensively and offensively. Penalty kill. Nicely done, penalty kill. Last 5 minutes here of the third period. There you go. Noah Hanifin makes it 3-0, and Ulanov is going to get his first playoff shutout, and we have taken a 3-1 series lead as we've taken both games so far in Washington. So Bjorkstrand from Teravainen, Kempe from Gauthier and Nicasse, and Hanifin from Slavin and Brown. 3 stars in that game. Ulanov with 17 saves, Bjorkstrand and Hanifin. Okay, so let's get into game number 5 now. We are on home ice now too, so we could knock out the Washington Capitals and see if we could get to that second round. The Charlotte Checkers are actually also as well to the second round, which is like the first time I think they've made it to the playoffs really even in this series. So let's see if we could win this series tonight and eliminate Ovechkin. First period, and it is 2-0 us. Let's go, boys. Brown and Aho. We're simulating really well so far. They're outshooting us 11-7, but we have a 2-0 lead. Second period, and it's still 2-0 us, and they're still outshooting us. Good job, Ulanov, playing great in that net. Will he get another playoff shutout? Maybe he's just a really good playoff playoff goalie instead of regular season. Like maybe Nedeljkovic and him are opposites. Last 10 minutes here in the third period. Are we going to the second round of the playoffs? And yes, we are. We're going to eliminate Alexander Ovechkin with another 3-0 shutout. That's back-to-back shutouts for Ulanov here in the playoffs too. So he's definitely playing like he is our starting goaltender. So Yeah, Jelkovic is probably going during the offseason. So Aho from Brown, Brown from Hosang and Aho, Bjorkstrand from Rask and Teravainen. So that top six is playing really good. Ulnov with another 31 saves, Aho with 2 points, and Brown with 2 points. Okay, so now let's take a look at our player stats from round 1, and then we will see who we are up against in the second round. Hopefully we could continue this into the second round and not just drop all 4 games in the second round. So, yeah, let's take a look at the player stats first, and then we'll see who we're up against in the next round. I'm assuming it's mostly our top 6 with the offense. So, yeah, Logan Brown, 6 points, Bjorkstrand, 5 points, Rask, 5 points, and Teravainen, 5 points. Gauthier's got 3, Aho 3, Hosang's got 3, so he's helping out. That's why I acquired him. But yeah, everybody on the team actually has got points so far in the playoffs, except for Jake Bean, Gibbons, and Arvidsson. So I'm fine with that. So basically, bottom 6 defensemen. Well, yeah, bottom 6 defensemen. So Ulnov 3-0 in his first 3 playoff games. 2 shutouts, a .988 save percentage, and a .33 goals against average. So he is definitely playing like a beast. Hopefully that continues into the second round. And then Nedeljkovic, yeah, he was just not playing that good. That's why I changed over to Ulnov. So yeah, pretty good performance here in the first round. Let's take a look actually at the AHL's playoff stats as well. I'm curious to see if Svenstein's been playing in net. So Svenstein has not been playing, it's been Salmonen, but still, at least he might have his name on the Calder Cup by the end of the year. So that is that. So now let's see who we are up against in the second round of the playoffs. Hopefully it's a team that we kind of know how they play and we can beat them. Hopefully Ulnov can continue what he's been doing, because he's got back-to-back shutouts against a kind of offensively minded Washington Capitals team. So we probably got a couple days before we have another game, because we took them out really quickly. Actually, I didn't expect us to take them out in 5, to be honest. I expected it maybe to go more like 6 games. I didn't really think 7 games, to be honest, but I thought it was going to be definitely a more tighter series, because our offense was really good in 3 of those games, and their offense was not good in 3 games. So the NHL playoffs is over. Who are we up against? Or the first round's over, and we're up against the Philadelphia Flyers. So I think we have played them once as well in the playoffs before, when we won our Stanley Cup. So Philadelphia's got home ice in the series, so this should be interesting. Let's simulate up to that day. And let's take a look at what their lines look like. I'm assuming they still have people like Provorov and Gostisbehere, Giroux maybe even. But I'm not expecting a really strong goaltending combo, unless for some reason Carter Hart grew a lot. So Simmons, Patrick, and Voracek. That's a really good first line, because Patrick is up to a 90. Tobias Reeder's definitely weak on the second line, but Giroux is kind of dropping off a bit, but he still probably produces really well. And then you got Jason Zucker, Oscar Lindbaum, Travis Konechny, Nick Foligno. That's kind of interesting. Pascal Auberge, German Rubstov, and Pete Waugh. Interesting. Defensively, they got Provorov and Gostisbehere, so yeah, their power play is probably really good. John Carlson they picked up from the Capitals, so that's where he went. Travis Hamonic, Philip Myers, and Brandon Hordachuk, who's a high elite. Oh yeah, I remember this guy. He went first overall. Yeah, I remember him now. Goaltending wise, Carter Hart 85 and Pickard 83. So they don't really have a weakness on this team. So it might be a very difficult matchup. Considering I feel like Giroux could still produce kind of like he's an 88. So this team is really deep in terms of center core. The wings could be a bit better down on the second line down to the fourth line. Their defensive core is strong with those 3 great guys. And yeah, their goaltending is solid as well. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get by them, but I hope we can and maybe get to a conference finals appearance again. That would be awesome, because we haven't been to the conference finals in I think 2 seasons now. I don't even know. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. So in next episode, we will take on the Philadelphia Flyers in round number 2 and look to get to the conference finals yet again. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time.